Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the weekend. Attempting a little extra vitamin C with a big old glass of orange juice today. It is Saturday, June 20th. Now, for the weekends during the summer series, I'm going to kind of like mix up what we do. Sometimes we'll do a multi-day project. Sometimes we'll do some themes. This weekend, I've got a little project that I've been planning on doing, but, just never got around to. We all have projects like that. But first, I want to talk about a little something from yesterday that involves everybody going forward in this pandemic that we're experiencing. So yesterday, I was surfing through, the land of Facebook, and a friend had posted about this anti-mask movement that's supposed to be happening today. Her post was in opposition to it. Most of those following were in opposition to it and were explaining why they wear their masks. And suddenly I'm like, we haven't actually addressed that as a living history community. So Kristen and I got chatting and decided to do a little video. We're calling it our I Choose video, or why we wear masks. So that's going to be available on the blog post, and I'm hoping that we'll get it all over Facebook. So what happened last night is we got talking, asked several friends if they were interested in participating, and people started sending in some quick little video clips of why they choose to wear a mask. And the video clips do span several hundred years of history. You're making the sun come in, love. Yeah? So several hundred years of reenactors, interpreters, programmers, several artisans and content providers. So we're gonna get the rest of that together, and it'll be available on the blog post, on Facebook, basically all your favorite social media, hopefully. It's been fun to do, and I hope others will share that they are choosing to wear a mask, and hopefully that'll encourage folks to do so when they're out and about in their communities, especially if they're at historic sites, any place that the people tend to go. Okay, so moving on to the project that I wanted to cover. I'm gonna need to move some of these out of the way. All right, so I have had wrapped up in, tissue paper, of all things. No, this isn't the way it was wrapped up for the last however long. Some of my fans. So they're wrapped up in tissue paper and then tossed into a drawer. Okay, they're not really tossed. They're tucked into the nook of a drawer. So that's these. So here's the interesting thing of this tissue paper. Do you see how yellowed this is? It happens to be the shape of one of these fans. Oh, you know what it is? Okay, I was going to say it was just the aging. I did stain that fan. Okay, so that's what that is. But anyway, I want to be done with the tissue paper. And instead, I want to make a box. Okay? And I didn't bring my ruler back over. Okay, so we're going to hit pause. I need my ruler. I was using it last night. Okay, so I've got my ruler. I love these rulers, and it has been, by the way, the summer of multicolored pens, and Clara still has not returned the pink pen. Okay, so we're gonna need to angle this down. Dun dun dun, there we go. All right, I'm removing the orange juice. I don't know what it is about me and not showing my drinks. Okay, it's fine when I'm drinking from my drinks. It's different when, I don't know. No, it's a thing. Okay, we're gonna fit. There we go. All right. So, step one in figuring out the size of box. Oh, I need to back up. Of course, it's going to be a fabric covered pasteboard box. So I have pasteboard, and I'm going to try to use this fabric here for both boxes. This has been laying around for a while, and I just hadn't gotten around to using it. I love this fabric, and I think it's time to use it. Okay, so these two larger fans, I'm hoping to have fit in on their sides. And this is why I love these rulers, because I can actually lay things up on top, and I can see that these will nicely fit in a 3-inch wide, 10-inch long box. And this is the taller one, and this one is gonna fit in a 2.5 inch tall box. I think I've cut 3 last night. All right, these little guys I want to have lay flat. All right, one thing I hate is having these silk bits get all wrinkled. For those that are wondering, this was an early creation of mine. It was a very broken fan, and I took the tops off and made little fan bits. Not as stunning as some of the ones that are available out there now. Clara! Get over there. Move it. Come on. I'm on camera. Thank you. Alright, and then there's this little guy. Alright, both of these will fit in an 8-inch box. And it doesn't have to be quite as tall as the other one. So what I did last night is I cut out box pieces. Okay, so I have a small box pile and a large box pile, all right? Now each of these boxes are going to need a top, a bottom, 2 sides, 2 ends, and then a flap for the lid. Okay, and this is going to be the kind of box, these will come up, okay, and then the lid is going to flip over the top. All right, now laying them out like this, this is one of the simple layouts of getting them all to fit on a single piece of fabric, which is what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to sew all these pieces in a single piece of fabric, and then I'm going to add the ends. It's the most efficient fabric use. I do know I've done this a couple of times and I wasn't always happy, but I don't remember why. So hopefully it's not going to be too bad. Another arrangement that I often use puts these on end, which I could do with this, I think, for the smaller box, but it's going to be challenging for the longer box because these are 10-inch sides, so this would actually end up being 26 inches this way, and I don't know that there's enough of the fabric to do that. Alright, so we're going to try to lay these all out. Oh, they're going to be tight, I think. Alright, so I want to go from the other side, of course. I hope there's enough. I do have a backup fabric just in case. Like I said, I want to be able to get both of these out of here. Okay. I'm going to have to press that a bit. Alright, so this is how I like to lay some of these out. I'm going to have to iron this piece. It's going to bother me. The neat thing about doing it this way is you get an idea just how much fabric you're going to use. Yay, I think we're going to be good. That'll give me blue ends. Alright, so little adjustments. So I kind of like the idea of having this land on the blue stripe. I don't know if I can get both sides to land on that blue stripe or not. Oh, I don't know that I can. Oh, that would be so cool if I could. I don't think it's not gonna work out. Like if I sewed them separately, I could. See, that would be the advantage of sewing them all in a line. The other option is to have them go vertically, which could be really cute. And then it's like striped. Ooh, I like that better. Let's line this up so we can have the 3. There we go. I like this. We'll do 3 stripes up and over. And look, that one will fit on that side too. Yay. Alright, I get a little cheesy with some of my boxes. Now here's the thing is I only have to draw on the outline because I'm going to hand sew the others. Alright. About center. There we go. Alright, I don't know if you can see this, but it's actually lining up. So that the small box edge fits right inside of the little stripe. There's like a little double stripe between the bigger blue and white stripes. So I'm just going to draw it down through here. How much I'm going to need for this one. Now usually I will, if it's a specialized box, I'll cut one at a time. But now that I'm seeing that these will nicely fit next to each other, I'm going to go ahead and draw the second one as well. And we got to remember to put those at each end. Pardon my sniffles. I'm so very over this whole allergies thing. Alright. And lid. And yes, you'll see I mark my pasteboard pieces with what they are. When I do lots of boxes, like when I do the boxes around Christmas time, I end up doing them box A, B, C, that sort of thing, in order to get them all done, all in order, you know. I think I want to keep this over. There we go. This one's not going to be quite as centered, but I think it'll look cute. I might have enough to do a little divider inside this one. Now this one I'm getting one line on the stripe. I like using the lines that fabric provides me, but I am learning with some fabrics that to be very cautious about that, because a printed line doesn't always land on the grain, depending on the quality of fabric you're using. really right on the edge of the table here. Okay. That's the big one. This is the small one. And I'm going to do the end pieces after I do these. All right. I'm not cutting on the line. I'm cutting around. And my ruler's falling off my lap. Come here. There we go. So I'm giving myself a seam allowance. I tend to start with a more generous seam allowance in certain areas. Because of how this stripe lands, I'm just going to cut up in between. So I'll cut the larger seam allowances, and then I'll come back through and I will trim them down. I'm also going to iron this guy. So get them ironed, and we're going to sew around the curved part. I am going to hit pause. I'm also going to cut out the end pieces. I want to take this over and get this ironed first and start this seam, okay? I'll be back in a moment.